And I believe we're live on twitch.tv/Asuma. We got bananas in chat from Riachol, Shizuku, Official Jaden, and that's it. I can actually see every message in chat on my screen because no pre-stream, just straight announcement, straight jumping into the stream and getting going today. Not normally how I do things, but since we can't do pre-stream music anymore, sometimes I'll do a little cooldown, sometimes I'm ready to go, and today I was ready to go. So we're here on Hermitcraft, we're jumping straight into it. People are tuning in, saying hello, and so all of you watching over on the second channel where the live stream gets uploaded. By the way, the music seems to be extra quiet for me. Why would that be? I don't know, we'll look into that in a moment actually. I'm going to just turn this down for now. If you're watching over on the second channel, on my third channel, oh, it's getting so confusing now. Asuma says, today, while I'm in the middle of this live stream, our first ever type of podcast, you could say, is being uploaded over there. It's called an Asuma Says live stream, but when I did this live stream the other day of just talking and reading chat, and I had a bunch of things to talk about prepared, it just occurred to me that this is literally one step away from the podcast that I want to make. I've been thinking about what the podcast should be for a long time and seeing it as something I should do in the future, but it kind of made me realize that, you know, like if I have any ideas of grandiose of what it could be, it's always just going to be something unobtainable. Whereas what I was doing on that stream was obtainable right here, right now, and it made me realize that rather than having some grandiose vision of what it should be, I should focus on doing something I can do today. And so now I am in like a mode to try and put the pieces of the puzzle together I want to now produce an actual podcast, and I think it's something that I could do bi-weekly to begin with and then see where it goes from there, because it was just such an eye-opening experience to actually do something very close to basically being this podcast that people have been asking me for, and obviously I'm a fan of podcasting and it's something I wanted to do. So yeah, that's going out over on the Asuma Says channel today. In the middle of this live stream is its publishing time, and essentially it's a prototype podcast, and I think I'll do one or two more to get comfortable and like explore some ideas, but kind of feels like I need to just put a few pieces of the puzzle together and then it'll be like, hey, we've got an Asuma podcast going on, you know? Now, who in chat's excited for that? I would listen to Asuma podcasts, as I really don't know. I'm guessing you would, because, like, these streams are kind of, like, close to a podcast, right? Will you use a proper podcast provider? Yes, that would be part of the strategy. I need to put together a team to make it like an actual podcast. One of my ambitions is to be more businessy and business-minded, and I would use the podcast as an experimental way to do that. So, you know, I would look for kind of like an advertisement to support the project, an advertisement that, you know, I like, hopefully. Well, I know what I'm like. I'm not gonna just advertise any old thing, right? So I really do want to make it kind of professional, and then have a schedule, have it like published in multiple places, not just on YouTube, although it will be there as well. So yeah, it really felt like a kind of wake-up call. It was like, doing that live stream was like, you're one step away from this being a podcast, you know? So let's put those pieces of the puzzle together already. Hey X, Bernie drops jackpot boxes. Yeah, he does. I was thinking, what if we collected 50 shulker boxes and then dropped them off? That's like a guaranteed jackpot right there. You know? A guaranteed jackpot. How cool is that? It'll take a long time to get 50 all at once, though. So, noises in the ear. We've got Luca Skylar here for 4 months. Dear Shemi for 34. Vanitas Boy for 5. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support, peeps. We got Alina Carb for 4 months. Thank you for all the smiles, laughters, and happiness. And inspiration you and so many other hermits brought to so many lives, including mine. Also, thank you for the topics you made me think about. Really appreciate you and the content you create. Thank you for the lovely message. I really appreciate that, Alina Carb. I really do. Very kind of you to say so. BSD77 and Bradley 211111001. 0 is only 10, jeez. Thank you for subscribing. Hi Asuma, will you have topics ready to go, or will it be about where chat takes you? I kind of want to like think about things that I want to talk about throughout the week and just sort of like bookmark them and then come back to them, because I encounter so much stuff that I have like an opinion on or some sort of something or other to say, and then it kind of like just goes by and it might come up in a stream or it might not, you know. Speaking of which, I'll mention one topic that came up that I kind of had like a bit of an opinion on. But it's kind of like very narrow. If you see, if I had my own podcast show, I could prepare like video and whatnot to accommodate what I would talk about, and then it would make more sense. So to give you a little bit of an example, and a lot of the stuff I will do will probably come from other podcasts, because that's how I get a lot of information. But anyway, I was watching the H3 podcast, and they had this game that they were sort of laughing at, cringing at type thing. And it was all about this streamer who you had to like protect as a moderator and stop a stalker from harassing them. And the game itself was kind of just gnarly and very kitsch, like just really quite bizarre. But I feel like it's clearly a game with a message about the culture that exists here on Twitch. And I don't think there's actually anything wrong with the message itself. The game's like trying to make you aware of something, but in its attempt to make you aware of that, it just creates this really bizarre game. And the way Ethan was making jokes about it was fantastic. Just kind of just pointing out all the weirdness of you being a moderator who also gets like kind of really personally involved in the streamer's life. And it just felt like a bizarre, fantastic cultural commentary on streaming culture without even realizing it. Like, it's trying to bring awareness to the problems streamers face, and fandoms, and people out there who are mentally ill and don't respect boundaries and whatnot, right? But in doing so, boy, did they just like hit the wrong kind of vibe. Simp Simulator. Was that? That can't be what it was called. I don't think it was called Simp Simulator. No. I can't remember the name of it. This is the thing. You see, if I knew, oh, this will go on my short list of things to talk about on a podcast, right? That can then, if I've got like a team to help me produce this, you know, hand it over to the team. They can get all the stuff and put it in a video, right? Simulator. The chat is on a roll now. It's a simulator. Oh dear. Gamer Girl Simulator. That sounds kind of generic, but I think it literally had a name like that, like a generic name. Nothing too distinguishing, yeah. And as we know, here on the internet, the toxicity of communities certainly gets amplified when you want to look at them. I mean, like that's a thing in our internet age. It's always a thing with being human, is that you look at something that's going on, you got an opinion about it, but you're not always aware of like perspective on it, as if, is this thing happening everywhere? Is this a big deal or not? Like, not trying to minimize the deal that it is, but it's just like what happens to girl gamers on streams with crazy fans is probably like a really kind of like, in a way, narrow thing that happens in the world, like, because there are not a lot of people that do streaming for a living. Like, it's definitely a new and growing thing, but on the internet you just have this ability to like hyper focus on things. If you want to know about something, it can consume you. Like, if you want to get obsessed about something, like, I don't know, a TV show, then you go onto YouTube and you can just find endless content about that TV show. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like, it can make it feel like that this is what's happening, like the whole world. And that just goes for like any old topic, right? Okay, so we're going to chuck stuff in here. You know, lots of stuff. Just get it in there so I can keep picking things up. Like leaves. You may notice we're collecting a lot of leaves. Also, I need to kind of keep my bearings here because I'm Deliberately picking stuff up from a certain area. Are you going to talk about curry, says Sulu. Oh, curry update. I had one, it was nice. I don't know if I have one this weekend. You know? I feel like now that I've like had so many so frequently, they're like losing their charm. Okay, that's it. Food talk is done. Let's catch up with noises in the ear today, okay? Because I waffled and now I'm behind. We got Monk J 8 for 2 months. Tough Capri Bar 43 with cheers and bits saying, hey Asuma, love the idea of a podcast. Keep up the good work. Still awaiting the return of Bisuma or maybe a new skin. Probably a new skin with the next update, my friend. Thank you for the cheers and bits. X Hoku says, is X aware that he simps? I still don't know what the definition of a simp is, but I don't know. Someone in chat give me the definition of a simp. And I'll probably see multiple definitions that contradict one another. I did see a message, someone talking about the first 5 podcasts. Like, most podcasts don't make it past 5 episodes. You know me, I'm a pretty like thought out, dedicated person. If I simp Suma, oh dear. If I okay, there are quite a few strange and different. Like, some of you saying it's literally being nice to a girl, which does not sound like a bad thing, right? And then some of you saying it's like someone who spends money on someone over like Twitch. I now that I think about it, I listened to a podcast where they talked about simps a little bit. It's starting to come back to me now. They're saying it's like viewers who get obsessed with the person they're watching and like send them money and think that they're a part of their life. Yeah, that obsessive kind of behavior over individuals, that happens, I guess. But I'm not like that at all, you know. There's a lot of creators and people that I watch that I really like, but it's never some sort of weird, like, obsessive personality relationship thing or anything like that. Like, I understand that there are like boundaries. Like, if you bumped into like your creator on the street, your favorite creator, it's not like they're gonna suddenly be who they are in their videos for you or whatever, right? Tom Scott had a great video about that. He was saying that he used to do like public events and like he would have a crowd of people around him and he would just start performing as if he was doing one of his videos, and he realized that like there's a big difference between what you're like when you create content and what you're like in real life. And yeah, it was interesting. We're going all over the place here. We're talking about so much stuff. Because, what was it someone said? Okay, yeah, because I was on one train of thought, then I was on another. So someone said, actually no, I did kind of flesh this idea out, right? Like, a podcast doesn't make it beyond 5 episodes, but I kind of know what I'm doing going into this, you know? Like, I've had a lot of practice and experience with talking about stuff from streaming, and when I you know, start up a project, I pretty much stick to it, right? Like, you know, look at the Asuma Says channel, for example. Granted, that's mostly Adam doing all the work, but like, that's still a commitment from me to make sure that there's communication and that can happen. It's not as big a commitment as some other stuff that I have to do, right? But that's the way I'll move forward on the podcast, is I'll get the things in place so that I can commit what I can commit, and then we can make it a thing. And I believe that I'll be able to, you know, keep it running. It might also turn out that I just don't like it. That's always a possibility, you know? You change the formula too much and then you find out, oh, I don't like this. This isn't the same as streaming. Who knows? Who knows? Let's get some food in here. Let's catch up on these noises in the air. Okay, I also need to take notes. I had a call just before I went live and I need to write something down. Okay, official Jaden is here. With 5 gifted subs for keyboard Spielerin, M1 GT Twitch, Shadow Panther, Necessitation, and Kiddens Liddens 157. Thank you for gifting those subs, Jaden. Appreciate it. Excuse me. Excuse me, burping, jeez. Mayo Lador is here for 3 months, saying, "Hi Mumbo, love your Bluestone videos. You make me want to play Terraria." Thank you. Thank you. Although my name's Jumbo. You know, you got that bit wrong. Surprise T says, a simp is someone who tries to buy love of a person, typically a girl, with either money or doing good stuff for them. Yeah, I think I get the picture of it. As I've said many times before, though, I tend to steer away from stuff like that. It sounds heavily in line with like meme culture, right? Simp memes, and then all of a sudden people just become, you know, become these like groups. There's a creator I really like who makes content about music, but also at the same time has this very kind of like these people, those people, and a couple of their videos I watched lately just totally turned me off with it was all about just putting people into little groups based on what bands they listen to and talking about what attitudes they have because they like this band or they like that band, and oh man, I just can't stand that sort of stuff. Just stereotypes, oversimplifying. It's not healthy. Right, do I have a shulker box with not a lot in? I do. We're gonna use that. Collecting so much stuff, it's ridiculous. It's redonkulous. That's how ridiculous it is. Okay, we should last a little bit longer now before we have to open that up again. Anna Bomb Bananas gifting a sub to Da Banana Nana. Ring 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 banana phone. Thank you for gifting the sub, Anna. Appreciate it. And so do all the people with banana in their name, I imagine. That Navy Otter here for 7 months. Jensen Budden 9 with the Prime. Desplayer 0 with the Prime. Madden Chan for 9 months. Sumian Shizen here with a donation. I probably butchered your name. First stream I've been able to catch in a week. Enjoyed listening to a playlist I made based off your music blog while I was camping. Made me realise that I don't know artist/song names. Interesting. I used to be Mr. Memory with everything. Song lengths, album names, release dates, trivia, all that kind of stuff. I was so immersed in music when I was younger. These days, though, I tend to just listen to albums, and so it all just becomes a blur where it's like, hey, I like that album, but I couldn't tell you the names of the songs, just I know that I like listening to it. And I guess over time, like the better albums, though, like the ones that you keep going back to, especially once they make their way onto my phone and get used in shuffle, then it's like I start to pick up song names a bit more. Alright, we got Masters Durs here with the Prime. AC Camper with Cheers and Bits saying, X, do you think that running in the morning is better to lose weight? I read a thing on the internet which says that running in the morning burns fat instead of calories because you have not eaten yet. Great question. I have dived into that topic a fair bit, and there is quite a bit of scientific study or whatever around working out fasted versus working out not. And the general idea is that, you know, if you work out or run or do exercise of some variety fasted, you're pretty much going to make up the same sort of difference if you do it at another point in the day where you're not fasted. It's like, it's supposed to be like a hack to you know, burn more body fat, but it kind of depends a lot on what you're eating, and a lot of people that I consider, you know, the sort of communicators that you know, are rational and go into the science a bit and don't try to give you that one size fits all kind of answer, tend to point out that these things tend to level each other out. So what I would focus on is comfort. There definitely is a benefit to fasting to help you lose weight, but I don't think the timing of exercise around that is particularly related to it in that way. But really what you should focus on is comfort and achievement. Like, what works for you. If you find that running later in the day is so much better when you've eaten and you're not fasted, then if that enables you to have a better run, you know, what's the point of fasting to have a less effective run, right? Whereas you might be more comfortable with less food in your body, fasted and running. I personally do most of my normal running fasted. I tend to get a fair bit of exercise done first thing. It's just what I like when I'm fasted. Funny you bring that up though, because today is not a run day. Sunday are my run days at the moment. I'm working a new program, and today is, shoulders and back. Tomorrow is chest and legs. And then I do arms and triceps on the third day. So I do that twice a week, and then that gives me one day off where I go for a run. But today, it just so happens, I'm going to go for a run after this, well, not straight away after stream, but later on. So I've done all my eating early in the morning, and the reason that I'm going for a run is because I went for a walk last night, and I thought, oh, this is the right temperature, and tomorrow, which is now today, is going to be hotter, right? And I love these summer runs that I used to do. Back when I first started running, I used to go quite frequently at the end of the day, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the summer. And, you know, the temperature would be just right, but it would be slowly coming down. And so you'd have this cooling effect as you run. Like, you'll get hotter, but the temperature around you gets a bit cooler, which is really nice. Hey, Wandering Trader in the Higgity house. Oh, look at my inventory. It's not a good time for trading, my friend. It's actually the second time today I've been over here and encountered a Wandering Trader. Yeah, speaking of which, my inventory is in a terrible state right now. I mean, I'm not going to have much luck putting anything away. Okay, in you go. Just whatever can squeeze in. We need all the space we can get right now. Yeah, not so bad. Not so bad. Right. I was going to say, if you fell in there, that would be kind of convenient. Let's head over there and try and trap this guy. It's kind of tricky to trap them unless they sort of wander in. Wait a minute, let's try this way. No! Oi! 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 Look! Slow down, fella. Get in the hole. No! That's a cave. You don't want to go that way. That's a cave. Dude. This guy literally wanders all the time, doesn't he? I mean, I know why he's called the Wandering Trader. Oh, yes, got you. Got you now. Anyway, so today I just did all of my eating way earlier in the day. I had my last meal before I went streaming, and gonna go for a run later on, which I'm looking forward to. It's gonna be interesting. Not normally throwing a run in the middle of the week. Oh my days! Will people stop saying that Iskall needs oak leaves? Am I being trolled? Is it a joke? Because it's just not funny. It's just really not funny. Okay, where is my bed? Like, I put it down somewhere. Hey, wait a minute. Hypnotized is online. I haven't seen Hypno on here in a while. I was talking to him the other day, actually. He said he wasn't on because he wasn't sure what he was going to do. But hey, maybe he's got his inspiration back. I put my bed down somewhere because we had it... Maybe I had a full inventory when I picked it back up and now it's just despawned. Oh, I do not want to lose this sucker. Yeah, okay, so... It's funny, half of the chat is like, he needs oak leaves, and the other half is like, we know he needs oak leaves. We get it. Alright? We get it. That's why we're collecting oak leaves. Jeez. There's a bed. There's a bed. Satanistic Angel says, oh dear God, the people are talking about oak leaves are seriously annoying. Yeah, I try not to get annoyed by people just saying stuff, right? I don't get why people have to say it over and over again. It's really strange. It's just one of these things that happens. Oh, there's my bed. Well, now we know. You know, you fly about, you find a bed. Okay. So you have... I don't think I've had a cup fan head before. There's one concrete colour I'm after, which is black. Okay, got the loom again. It's nice to see some hay bale, finally. Woo! Where the hay bale at? I mean, I'm just going to get that one out of the way. What I need to do when I do this is memorize a couple at a time. Oh, dude, don't tell me I ain't got a hay bale prepared. Oh, I do. I just skipped over it. Probably going to need some more emeralds as well. Right, let's get that hay bale done, because that is one I'm definitely after. Hey, an emerald block one as well. And we'll take these. Thank you very much. Also, going to put them in here. Right, let's check out those other trades then. So, just trying to memorize a few, right? Respawn anchor, fire coral, wool, light grey, enchanting table. I know we had a loom in there as well. Fire coral, respawn anchor. Loom was the other one, right? Light grey, light grey. I know there was an ore block in there. There we go, loom. Stone. I'm pretty sure stone was one of them. So yeah, just do a few at a time, because it's kind of hard to like memorize more than 5 things at once, it feels like. So now we got wool block, the emeralds, sandstone, coal ore, that was the one. Right, where's the wool block? Emeralds? Sandstone? We've got sand in here. Which ore was it? I've already forgotten. I think it was coal ore. I saw magma block at the end. By the way, if you're putting blocks into chat, I appreciate the attempt to help. I'm like trying to ignore chat right now to keep my attention completely focused on the objective at hand. Oh, we didn't get sandstone. So, end stone bricks, sandstone, podzol, and prismarine. End stone bricks, sandstone, podzol. Do you know what? I'm just going to do these two quickly. Podzol and prismarine. That's everything. Podzol and prismarine. Prismarine. I might not have actually got those before. Podzol. Hey, let's get this one finished. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Or thank you, man. If the wandering trader is a man. I think most of the stuff in Minecraft is supposed to be neutral, right? Right, I shall just keep those 3 in my inventory for now. We've got to go do a drop-off and get more shulker boxes pretty quick. Okay. Chuck them all in there. What's that? More heads? Yes, there is, isn't there? Oh! On fire. And you, sir, are in a hole. Okay, let's throw away that and that. And that. Right, finally, can we catch up with some noises in the air? I feel like we deserve to catch up with the noises in the air. I mean, I'm probably like 20 minutes behind or something. Let's get this thing over there, sort it out. Okay, where do we get to? Lady Fanner is here for 2 months. Sanabon Banana is gifting a sub to 44 Olo. Thank you so much for giving the sub. Mr. Cootie is here subscribing. Ryan Simpson 03. QU1001. Mixanu gifting a sub to Al Kylik. Thank you, Mixanu, for gifting the sub. Even Williams here with a prime. Pink Cloud Summer 1998. Apronic 32 with the prime. Oztold, the Mr. Brazil, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscriptions, peeps. G-Stab's here for 54 months. Smartin's here for 51, saying, "Hey X, I started watching Deep Space Nine when you talked about it. I'm now in Season 2 and I'm loving it so far. Anyways, I was wondering if you had any knowledge or thoughts or opinions on gaslighting." Yeah, I've heard gaslighting talked about in a few different ways over time, and I'm not sure what the official definition is, but I believe it is essentially a sort of kind of like arguing by overriding, right? Like by just continuously barking stuff that may not really make entirely sense, but you know, he who shouts loudest is often heard. Something I made that up, by the way. it sounded good. But something along those lines, right? Like, to gaslight is to essentially kind of argue not for the sake of a good argument, but to just have a presence of constantly dismissing, or something along those lines. Also, as for Deep Space Nine, dude, like, if you're loving the first 2 seasons, that's great. But it gets really good, like, Season 3 and onwards. Character arcs really start to develop, big fleshed out storylines, multi-part episodes. Like, it really kicks up a gear. I thought it was utterly fantastic, that show. I got so into it. And I started watching Voyager a little bit. I think I might try and pivot away from watching so much entertainment at the moment, and maybe like try and get some more documentaries and more edutainment back into my kind of watching habit, if you want to call it that. But yeah, Voyager's a bit hit and miss. Sometimes I really like it, sometimes it can be a bit of a drag. But I'm definitely going to watch all of the Borg episodes. I actually made a list of all the episodes the Borg feature in, so I think I might just do that for a bit of fun. You know? Alright, we got Vlex101 with the Prime, we got DJB with the Prime, Mr. Rudder Boy, Beastie Boy with the Prime, My Schubert is here, or My Shoe Bert, you know, is here. Hello, Bert. For 9 months, saying, "Hey X, you turned me onto biographics. It's my new listening obsession. I love history. Thank you." Oh, no problem, dude. Biographics is great, right? I listened to what was the one recently? Mark Twain. Yeah, I really wanted to enjoy that one because Mark Twain is an interesting character I hear brought up again and again. And I really feel like I should find some way to learn a bit more about him. And that video, like, it was good, but it just felt like it kind of glossed over what I probably would find more interesting, which would be the contents of his books. It's kind of a bit more of a life's history of the guy, right? But yeah, Mark Twain, a famous author in American history, and just someone I kind of wanted to learn more about, right? Okay, let's go look for something for a moment. There it is. That's what I need. This is my guideline to show me which side I'm removing leaves on. So we'll start to do this bit next. Cool. And to all the people shouting in capital letters to look at my hoe, I look at my hoe quite often, you know. Hey, that rhymes. Okay. Where are we with the noises? Mad Cow Chow for 8 months saying, "Love these dietary chats with you." Oh, glad you enjoy it. I like waffling on about the old food and the diet and all of that. I'm very interested in it, obviously, but like, it's not something, I don't know. I don't know what other people are like if you think about food in that way a lot or not. But it's just nice to have a place to come and talk about it. I feel like it's a bit of like a vent, because it's a bit of a weird thing to be like so into, like calorie counting and learning about food and having that kind of control over your diet, but it just really works for me. It's like what makes it all manageable, right? Right, we got Lamart here for 4 months. We got Ben Jeffrey for 2. We got Leonard Datch here gifting subs to Little Who 21. I'm a Huckleberry, Saucepan20, Ootman1112, and Man Dude. You've all been gifted subs. Excuse me. Thank you again, Leonard. We got Chungy Fungy here for 6 months asking why I'm jailing the poor trader. To exploit it for its trades. Apparently. Right, I think the inventory's getting a bit full now, so that's probably a sign that we should take it back over in this direction, right? Fiend Stuff says, what do you think about the Ender Pearl stasis chamber? Yeah, the recent changes. Yeah, I mean, when I was going through that snapshot or pre-release, it was kind of like, whoa, it's got some big deal changes in it. 1.16.2 has got a lot of big deal changes in it. It's almost like 1.17. It's like 1.16 and a half. Although it's 1.16 and a fifth. If you want to look at it that way. Or maybe not, because it's a decimal place, you know. Okay, those are not oak leaves. I've actually started to... Well, I was throwing away some jungle leaves, then I realised I had some space up here. I'll just chuck jungle leaves and other stuff into that bit. Right. Time to decompress the inventory. Where are we going? I don't even know where I'm going. Let's turn off that as well. I find that kind of annoying once I come in this area. So one of these has too many heads and not enough emeralds. I am actually starting to really run out of space for all these heads as well. I might actually have to move them to their own little board somewhere. That's probably the way it'll end up happening. Okay. Man, they get like lost in all this other stuff as well. We've got DJ Echo here for 32 months. Legolas Lobster here for 4 months. Sciomancy YouTube. I don't know why I say that sometimes. Whenever I see YT capital letters at the end of a name, it just makes me think YouTube. Striker537 for 70 months. Yo Eat with the Prime. MLG Panda. Infinite Win. Grey Cat Grey Hat for 10 months. We got Keyboard Spielerin. Gifting subs to Evil Notion and Zampino10. Thank you so much for gifting subs, dude. Appreciate it. Very kind of you to do so. Right, now we've got some stuff to sort out over here. Oh boy, do we. Yeah, then we'll come here and put in the wood into this one. Ah. Okay, that is apparently all oak leaves as well. 2 lots of jungle left. And I got a heck of a lot of saplings back out of this, right? Was starting to run low on some of those. I'm just going to throw away the seeds. Just throw away those. Man, I am sweating, by the way. It is warm in here. It is warm in this room. Okay, so redstone box, work blocks for these 2 things. Then they can go back, and we got any more of these? Yep, we do. Except those can stay there. Right, and then we can fill up that, and woohoo, we did that. Sweet, let's go check out these again quickly. Fill up, almost full up. A bit of a mix of stuff in here, that's fine. We'll leave it like that for now. Gonna need a few more shulker boxes. We're running low, peeps. We're running low. Whenever I say we're running low, all I hear in my head is the Iron Maiden song. I'm running free, yeah. I'm running free. I think that's how it goes. Man, I might listen to Maiden on a run tonight. Need to figure out my running music, right? Good running music equals good run. That's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. That's a fact. Okay, I'm actually going to use my clicker right now. Bit weird to use it when I'm streaming. It makes me think something might go wrong, but let's get the clicker up. And then bring the stream bit back. Okay. It should work when I'm streaming. And there it goes. Cool. Right, let's read the noises in the ear. So we got Sad Sim 051 with the Prime. Samuel Johannesson for 18 months. Real Moose and God with the Prime. FS4710 for 2 months. The Torvian with the Prime. Ryan Rudy for 3 months. Yotsu21 gifting a sub to Estellion for 28 months. Thank you ever so much for that gifted sub. Appreciate it. Suni is here with the Prime. Fishy is here for 3 months. MC Hatter is here for 2, saying, we know how you feel about waffling, but what about waffles? Any thoughts on different kinds of sweet versus savoury waffles? I'm a big fan of waffles. I like them savoury with some fruit and with some yogurt. That'd be my kind of waffle right there. Some good water. You know what's similar to waffles? Pancakes. I had pancakes this morning with some Kavarg yogurt and a bunch of raspberries. Oh, so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Funky Coaster here for 31 months saying hi. X, loving the videos. I was wondering, I was thinking it'd be super cool to create a theme park between yours and Kralis's bases, a part of his city. Never seen you work on a roller coaster. Funky Coaster with the roller coaster. Yeah, maybe. It depends if I get inspired to do something like that. But because we got the theme park area, I really want to contribute to that. So I'm going to put my mini games over there probably. Sonny Sheant is here for 5 months. We got Core VD here with the Prime. Wolfpack Commander subscribing and doing cheers and bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Silver Cheetah for 4 months. And we got an attack here with a donation saying, I'm a skinny young dude with a gastrointestinal issue and bad acid reflux. I'm experimenting with the carnivore diet, but can't go 2 days without severe physical weakness. What has worked for me is alternating each day between eating meat and carbs. Fascinating, dude. That's all. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, if you have issues with gastrointestinal, of all the podcasts I've listened to on diet and stuff, I have heard people talking about difficulty with food and things like that, and the carnivore diet working for them. Have you tried keto though? Because you say going between meat and carbs. Maybe not doing just only meat. Maybe meat and fat. Although fat is on meat, but you know what I mean. Like there's other fatty sources of food, like avocado is a healthy source of fat. But yeah, like experimenting and trying different things and figuring out what works is a great way to go. But you know, like when you're out there seeking advice, you just got to avoid that kind of like, hey, this is the diet you should use, and this is how it is. Like everyone's kind of different, right? There's some general rules for how different types of food work and what's healthy, unhealthy, but we're still, you know, have our specifics, so to speak. Okay, I doubt we'll come back over here by the end of the stream, but I'm going to keep the clicker on just in case. Yeah, this is a thing. Since I redesigned this, I seem to get loads of these items, which I don't recall. Why'd they come back into my inventory? Don't recall getting so much of before. Anyway. That'll do us, that'll do us. Senkanero says, damn, mending is amazing. Isn't it just? Isn't it just? I'll just get a... Okay, now we're all caught up on noises in here. That's great. I personally have not done the carnivore diet and probably never will. I really like... I can eat kind of a mix of anything, really. I think I'm probably quite robust in terms of what works for me, because I've tried sort of like low fat, tried low carbs, and I don't really get like major differences. It's just, it all kind of works. So what tends to work for me, here's something that I do that it might just be in my head, but like I try and eat like a piece of fruit with every meal, and I feel like the fruit is a great source of like energy. But then I don't then haven't like had a day of eating where I remove that piece of fruit from each meal, so it's you know, purely anecdotal. But I always feel like my fruit is my carbs. The other day, because I'm doing some like pretty heavy cutting at the moment, it can be quite easy for me to feel lethargic and struggle with my workouts. And the other day I felt that coming, so I had a banana, about 30 minutes before I started the workout, and boy, did I all of a sudden feel my energy pick up. See, that's why I think, oh, it's the fruit, you know, getting all those fructose carbs in. DJC, thank you ever so much for subscribing, dude, appreciate it. Right, now there's kind of like a border here, as you can see, and I think these trees are that side of the border, so they'll stay that side, meaning we're clearing out this corner over here. We're kind of getting down to the last bits of this project, which is cool. Fruit got lots of sugars, says Mad Cow Chow. Yeah, but it's the type of sugar that's important, right? Because all carbs are sugars, essentially, in a way. Potato is mostly just carbs, right? The thing I was listening to the other day that made me think was that, oh, I can't remember what it was listening to, but basically they were talking about the keto diet, but without ever saying the word keto. And this guy was just basically talking about how, like, your body can actually just produce what you get from carbs from fat. So you don't need to eat carbs. That's kind of like this guy's point, which I thought was interesting. I'm not at a place where I want to experiment with like a no carb diet, but it's definitely something I want to do at some point, just to see what it's like. And I wouldn't do it on a long-term basis either. But yeah, like all carbs are like that. So it's like, what types are you eating? Okay, fruit has sugar in it, but it's not like a spoonful of processed sugar that you just added on top, caster sugar, you know. It's better than that. It's healthy fructose. Your body's better with it. Anyway, I really love fruit. Watermelons are fantastic. God, I love a big slice of watermelon. What a treat that is. Two Hobbies says diabetics can't eat potatoes because of the sugar it breaks down into. There you go, yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't think of it, but that's what it is. It's just a bunch of carbs. It's slow releasing, right? Says Hayley Bailey. Different types of carbs release at different rates, but I don't know specifics on that. But yeah, I'm aware of that being a thing. Some of these are jungle leaves just up there, aren't they? We want the stuff on the ground. X making me want a fruit salad right now, says Violet Aura. Oh, I love fruit salads. I haven't had one in some time, but they are gorgeous. Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. That's the song, isn't it? You know what that is, though? That's just like yucky tasting medicines. You just mix in some sugar with it and it'll make anything sweet. LTR20 says you can eat potatoes if you're diabetic. I'm not gonna comment any further on that because I'm not diabetic and I don't know the actual answer to that. It just sounded reasonable since potatoes are carbs and carbs are sugars. So if you are diabetic, and go to a medical professional for advice, not a Twitch chat. Let's say that. Let's read noises in the ear, because we've got MLEJ here with the Prime. Thank you so much for your Prime subscription. Appreciate it. Oh, peeps, coming out in a few minutes on my Asuma Says channel is the Asuma Says live stream, which is essentially like a prototype podcast. If that interests you at all, head over there and check it out. Right, and somewhere around here there's going to be like another border again. I just want to make sure I don't start tearing apart the jungle. I'm not supposed to. Yeah, here you go. You can see the border. So let's work our way from the back here. And make sure we don't do anything we're not supposed to. But I tell you, I think I'm the person who's got the most leaves on this server so far. And I think what I'm going to do next is deposit 50 at once so I can get another jackpot. That is a great strategy if you ask me. Just have 50 in reserve. Right, sod's law, you go over there, you'll put in one and it'll be the one that... Hey, those are jungle ones again, aren't they, up there? It'll be the one that tips it over, but... yeah, just keep 50 in the bank, you know? Shadow Monster is here subscribing with Amazon Prime. Thank you for your Prime subscription, dude. Appreciate it. What jackpot did I get? You'll have to watch my episode. No spoilers here. No exclusive previews. What's the best way to get resources, says Mr. Deidus. That's a very non-specific question about resource gathering, because there are many different types of resources and many different ways to gather them. So, you know, whatever answer I give you could be good for one method and bad for another. Alright, just that tree there left to do. That might be the entire area, right? That might actually be the entire area. Wow. Making progress. And we got Captain Damage 23 for 3 months saying, 3 months already. Thank you for the motivation and chit chat about everything. Thank you for your support, dude. Appreciate it. Achilles got into Sabaton. Cool. Awesome, man. They're a great band. Think of your podcast. You could write down some topics you want to talk about and get another person to bounce and chat, and maybe get a Q&A with the chat involved, says Siwi. What I plan on doing is just taking like notes on stuff I want to talk about, so I'm like just prepared to talk for ages. Oh, well, that didn't work. That's just my plan for now, you know. I run to Tango's stream intro music, says Trips. Alright. What song is that? Man, I will have time, but I need to pick out a good record. Like, it can make all the difference, the right record, when you go on a run. There's been a lot of good records this year. It kind of started out with me thinking that I was going to listen to a fair bit less this year, and then came along like Ocean Grove and a couple of other good records. And then the pandemic hit, but I was sort of thinking like this year's going to be less eventful. And since the pandemic, I've just been listening to more and more music, you know, having more time really. As, you know, some of my commitments are just no more, so I have more time. And yeah, I picked out another artist to like go back and listen to. Been listening to Bathory, and I'm on like one of the more exciting records to listen to at the moment, the third one. But like, it's so interesting to go back and listen to a band that like I listened to a lot when I was really young, and it like left an image and an impression. And now I go back when I'm older, and I almost hear it in a different way. It's really fascinating. Okay, let's see where that wall is. It's literally here, isn't it? So, yeah, that's it. It's done. It's finito. Official Jaden gifting subs to Penny's Grey, Moon Royale, Geordie P, Joe Bidener, and Ready05. Thank you for gifting those subs, Jaden. Appreciate it. Appreciate it ever so much. I listen to a lot of Dire Straits. They're great. I've listened to a bit of Dire Straits over the years. Money for Nothing and all that. If you have 59 boxes, you're guaranteed to get a jackpot because it's a double chest and a hopper. Alright, is it? Iscal told us it was 50 boxes. Well, I need 59 then apparently. Don't the leaves have to be oak, says Parko Pro? Yeah, they do have to be oak. That's why I'm collecting oak leaves. You know? Iscal wanted oak leaves, that's what I'm going to collect for him. Okay, it's kind of full up, isn't it? I guess actually that's it, just leave it like that for now. Oh yeah, we've got some wood to drop off. Cool, and the rest of this can just go wherever. Right. Not even bothered. Not even bothered. I love this music, by the way, says Reddy. It's Lord Leviticus. Glad you enjoy it. I'm a fan too, funny enough. Oakley dokley then. Next thing, what are we going to do on the list? Let's go check out. Let's go check out. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, no, I got some... oh, I was supposed to start doing that straight away. Jeez, well done. Well done me. I need a heck of a lot of blocks, right? Let me just think about how many that is again for a second. So, 64 is a stack, 10 is 640, and 100 stacks is 6,000. So, I need about 50 stacks of smooth stone. And that is... Wasn't there like... I thought there was a shulker box in here. Well, 50 stacks will be basically 2 of these. We'll smelt up 2 shulker boxes worth. Here's the idea. So, double chest worth of smooth stone. Trip says, go on YouTube, look up Tango Tech 2, click on a live stream and the music at the beginning. Ah, okay. If I remember to do that, I'll do that. So it's the same song every time, I guess. Just the one song for the whole run? What, on repeat? Okay, so that's what we need, big time, right there. And that's why I said I should have done this at the beginning of the stream. Pesky Bird says, what do you think about Mumbo's new music video? I like the music video. I wasn't really into the song. I don't like saying that. That's like you know, someone put a lot of like time and energy and passion into that, but that sort of music's just a little too soft for me. I need things that are a bit more punchy, a bit more direct. It's the kind of music I listen to. Tango's music loops well. Well, if you want to listen to it on loop, go right ahead, I guess. Who are these musicians you were talking about, says Dusty Vault Hunter? Well, when I say their name, you know, feel free to do a search. That's the best way to find out, right? Number 4 Dad says, what's the one go-to comfort meal you find yourself eating all the time? I don't actually have a comfort meal. I mean, I wouldn't ever describe it as a comfort meal. Like, I don't eat for comfort. Like, I'm very aware of, like, how you have a relationship with food, right? And in the past, mine was less controlled and more just like, give me what I love. Yogurts, peanuts, cheese, big lumps of it. Like, and then over time, eating like that, you start putting on weight and you realise you've got to eat healthier. Then you learn about what's healthy. Right, I should be eating, you know, salads and fruit. And so for me, it's like, when I program a day, it's like I got a certain goal of protein to hit. I want to make sure I've got certain amounts of... Adam in chat's like, food again? You'll get me talking about it all the time. It's just how it goes. Yeah. So yeah, I program it based on like, you know, okay, I need to eat a certain amount of fruit. I need to get in some chia seeds. Make sure one of the meals like got some fruit. Like salad, vegetables, whatever. You know, I usually have something like porridge in the morning, or I'll have. It probably sounds pretty boring, but I like doing it. I'm gonna put these over here. So we got to start collecting a bunch of materials, right? So we'll put them over here. Absolutely love porridge, says Doozy. So do I, man. So do I. Right? Favorite porridge is like blueberries or raspberries in with the oats, and a big scoop of like vanilla protein or something like casein or whey, and it all goes thick and creamy and just so good. So good. Okay, so I'm referring to a list of things that we need to make, right? Grey concrete. Let's see, that's about 6 stacks. I think I need about 6 stacks of grey concrete. That's nice and easy, because it's already made up. When it comes to white concrete, I need a heck of a lot of this. And I know I've got a couple of stashes lying around. I actually need 100 stacks or more of this. I think more like 110 stacks, I think. Because, you know, I'm going to do a mega build, right? Because that's the appropriate thing to do on the Hermitcraft server, okay? Is to make a mega build. Sumo, are you ever going to play Polybridge 2? Probably not. Probably not. It kind of just looks like the same game again, so not massively interested, I guess. Do you have any tips to stop binge eating, please? I'm really struggling with it right now, says Gospel Lucky Luciano. Well, I would say participate, actively participate in trying to make a difference via going out there and like finding communities or like people, you know, people on the internet. Remember, you've always got like search at your fingertips who are talking about this, because there are people talking about this. And look for different types of help, try different things, and you got to think of it as like an ongoing process where you got to find your way to something that works. Because I might not be able to give you the answer. What I would suggest, though, if you're struggling with binge eating, is to really listen to that voice that tells you not to do it, and to put up with the suckiness of not engaging with it. Because I know what it's like to like break out of a habit or turn over something that's difficult, right? It's a real pain in the neck fighting yourself. But the thing is, like, when you learn to fight those instincts, you know, deliberately using some aggressive language here, because it's a fight, it's difficult. You don't like ever really stop the fight for a long time. It's going to be a struggle to get there, and if you can accept that, you can kind of take on the reality that, okay, this is going to be tough and difficult. Then I think you'll have a better chance of finding strength within that, and it can just start with a little bit at a time, you know. Just if you can count calories, or perhaps just put like a number on what you're eating and slowly reduce it. Like, you know you're going in the right direction. You can give yourself some motivation and keep, you know, doing that. But you got to put up with the suck. You got to learn to like really just embrace the fact that this is difficult, because that will build strength and character to get you through those things. All right, don't look for some cheap answer. Don't look for some, oh, you know, take this supplement. That's never going to help. You need to do the fight yourself, do the hard work yourself, if you want to make progress on something like that. Find a lot of people are binge eating in this time due to boredom, says Violet Aurora. Yeah, well, there you go. Maybe that's another way to look at it. Step back from your habit and ask yourself, why am I doing this? What makes me do this? Perhaps, you know, you might be in like a turbulent relationship, and when things are difficult, you turn to eating, or it might be loneliness, or just not having something to do, right? And if you can identify it, well, then you can start to make some changes around that. You might be like, oh, it's because I've got nothing else to do during lockdown. I watch Netflix and then I start eating food, right? And then maybe you can give yourself something to do instead of that. Like, when I'm in the part of my day where there's like no meal coming my way, I tend not to just think about food. I tend to like turn that switch off now, you know? It's like, alright, until next day, done my eating, and let's focus on other things. Occupy the mind with some whatever it is I've got to do. And most of the time for me, that's just playing Minecraft, funny enough, you know? Just playing Minecraft. I should bring these down here, shouldn't I? And just hang out in my little... I love this little area here, it's awesome. Also, I don't think I ever turned the sound back on, right? There you go. I found that once you break the habit of it, you stop. I stopped drinking soda, and a while back accidentally, I don't like drinking soda anymore. It isn't bad, it's just not good, says that banana. Yeah, I identify with that. Like, there's a habitual nature to what you do. But these are all tools. That's the way we've got to look at this stuff. Like, it's the language we're using, these ideas around food, they're tools. Like, maybe me talking about food as like a relationship that you have with it isn't helpful to you. That's fine. But like, if you want to make a change, you got to find the tools to make it. So I feel like that though. I feel like, yeah, things get a bit habitual, and for me, I've pretty much snuffed out most of the bad habits. Although one thing I really love is a hot chocolate, and I used to buy little hot chocolate sachets on occasion. And then I started buying some tubs, And then, you know, this isn't even that bad. Like, I would have a hot chocolate, you know, maybe once or twice a week, but then it started to get more like 3 or 4 days a week, and I'm like, I'm just going to let these hot chocolates, like, run out, and then just not refill, because if they're not in the house, then I'm not bothering with it. But it's such a medial little thing, a hot chocolate. It's really not a big deal, but I'd just rather, like, as much of my eating as possible just be in that purely, like, dietary lane and healthy lane, with the exception of, you know, a weekly treat. Okay. It's just always talking about food here, aren't we? Okay, let's get to the noises in the ear. Spunky Monkey! For 3 months. Ghost Rider 14058 for 3 months. Thank you so much. We've got Evil Notion with cheers and bits saying, for those who are curious, Tango's stream startup is checkered by Gym Yourself, part of the 99 Lives catalogue. Okay, cool. I'm quite curious as to what that is now. I'm going to go listen to it probably later. Gun 301 for 26 months. Hope everyone is having a fantastic week so far. I hope everyone the same as well, man. Thank you, Gun. Chris Andre is here with the Prime. We've got Michael Stickle for 44 months. Billman68 for 45 months. Oh, you got trumped by 1 month there, Michael. Just by one. The Darkly Angel is here with the Prime. And MacLean917 with cheers and bits saying, 20 years old and need to move out in 2 months. Whenever I've had a retail job or any job where I can't be my own boss, it has consumed my life and I can't enjoy anything. Not sure what to do here or what my options are. Would appreciate your advice. Any advice you may have. Now I'm not sure I can relate my own experiences to what you're talking about there. It kind of sounds like you're not great at taking orders, or you want to be independent. Like, there's some friction there. We're working for someone else. I don't really have any advice for that. I am my own boss, but when I wasn't, I never experienced it consuming my life, or I wouldn't have used that kind of colourful language. So, I mean, really what you got to do is get real with the situation. If the situation is you're going to have to pick up a job to support yourself, and it's going to be something that you're not going to like, you want to put things in perspective and realise, I'll have to endure this job I don't like to survive, right? To put a roof over your head. And then the other end of the scales of that is, if you're dead sure that you can't work for other people, then you've got to start working towards finding a way to work for yourself. And, you know, you're not going to be able to do anything unless you start doing something. That's one of the big things, is quite often people have dreams and ambitions, but never taking that first step, right? So, I don't know what to advise, because I don't know, like, what kind of work you do, but yeah. Hopefully that's helpful to you in some way, dude. We got Halusby here with the Prime, and Pyro Burnium for 26 months. Thank you so much, appreciate it. I'm playing with my friends on a server. Anything you'd recommend to keep the fun up, says Zergan Fressy. Whenever people ask about keeping like a community going, I always say, like, try and be the difference, try and be the one who organises stuff and makes things happen. Like, if you want things to happen, be the one to go and do that. Because no one's going to do it for you. Right, that should be enough concrete for the entire project, although it's not concrete yet, but that can be arranged, I guess. I could go actually load up the machine right now. Probably a bit on the boring side, that. Okay, so we'll drop these off over here. Big supplies, big supplies. Oh yeah, dyes, that was it. Am I planning a new tower? I'm actually planning a mega project. Like, it's technically not a tower, so. Eka Win is here with the Prime. Psychopath Clown for 3 months. Thank you so much for your support, peeps. Appreciate it. Okay, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, there it is, the list. Okay, another big craft. Oh my word, that's a lot. Let me think about this again. I hope I didn't do my calculations. I'm going to get out a calculator again. So, 64 is a stack. Times 100. Divided by 2, so 50. I mean, I could have times it by 50. Yeah, I need over 50 stacks, so 2 shulker boxes. Now, what I'm worried about here is the dyes. So, I've actually got enough terracotta here. What I like to do is take all the coloured ones and use those first. So, I just happen to have enough terracotta, but what I need is a lot of dyes, and what I tend to do is pinch dyes from B-Dubs, who isn't online right now. See, I don't have a cactus farm yet. Can you re-dye terracotta? It's a crafting tweak we have. We have a few crafting tweaks, and one of them is like dyeable terracotta. It just makes so much sense to be able to dye the coloured stuff into a different colour. Okay, I'm going to need to smelt up some cactus. And as you can see, I'm generally a bit short and a bit shy on all this. And then I need like lapis, which... Wait, there is another way to get blue dye, isn't there? It won't be over here. No, of course it won't. I don't know if I've got any more over at my flower farm. Right, we'll grab a shulker box. And we'll grab... We'll grab that. Okay, and then we're gonna head over to the flower farm. Cornflower, yeah, that's the flower we're looking for. Cobble Panda, thank you for your Prime subscription, appreciate it. Go to Zedaf. Zedaf's not online either. Should we prank B-Dubs by stealing dye? He said I could come over and pinch it whenever I needed it, but I feel like asking just because it's a fair bit. Where is the portal I'm thinking of going to take me to? Wait, another wandering trader? I feel like now that everyone in chat is saying that. Yeah, Haley Bailey says I heard a wandering trader. I felt like I heard one too. It was just there in the back of my mind, like wandering and trading somewhere. Now, if I heard it, it would have been around this area, right? Where was it? Oh my goodness me. You pick some funny places, my friend. You pick some funny places. I kind of want you to stay there. How can I encourage you to do that? This ain't gonna work. But if I'm quick enough... Dude, like... Come on. Get that one back. Okay, and then this one. Okay, so now if I remove that one and that one, all of those up there are openable. Okay, we kind of did it. Oh, another one. Well, they're coming to me today, you know. Sometimes I can't get any, and sometimes they just keep wandering. Oh, Doc's head. Sweet. I don't think I've got that one before. Right, anything that I really need or want? No, actually. An entire... I'm not going to get the shulker one, by the way. I've got plenty of those. Actually, an entire bunch of duds. I'm getting to the point now where I might just stop trading and just get the ones that I definitely need. Okay, so emerald ore, chest, clay, tube coral. Emerald ore, chest, clay, and tube coral. What now? Clay? I think I definitely saw hay bale. I think I saw sea lantern as well. Okay, so let's go through these. Clay. Sea lantern. Alright, prismarine bricks again. Observer. Ender chest, oak planks. What did we say? That one again. Observer. Do those two. Wait, where is my ender chest? Okay, now I'm confused. What one am I doing? That one. Observer, yeah. Right, so quartz, red nether brick, cyan, oak. Quartz, red nether brick, not in there. Or was it? Oh, it's so hot in this room, peeps. I'm feeling the heat. Feels like it's too much now. That was one of them. Red nether bricks. See how I'm struggling to remember? Okay, oak ender chest. That's it. Then we're out of here. I know where my ender chest is. It's there. That's why it's not in my inventory. Oh, have I actually got oak before? Oak might be one I hadn't actually got before. I'll have to double check these later. Sweet, thank you very much. Appreciate your time here. Come again soon. That is the third wandering trader I've been visited by today. Which is balmy. I don't think I've ever said balmy on a stream before. Alright. Okay, good stuff. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, woohoo. Very good. Okay, back to normality. Randy Nicole 2002 giving a sub to Sweet Sandy. Thank you ever so much for giving that sub, dude. Appreciate it. Also, we got .. here for donation. Thank you again for another one, dude. Appreciate it. Shizuku3158 is here, resubscribing for 26 months, saying thank you for the great content, especially at this time. What's your opinion on Google Home, Amazon Alexa, or similar things that collect so much data from users? We talk about data collection a fair bit every now and then. That's again one of those other devices that people probably don't realise is sort of there, always listening, and I don't have one. I don't really feel like I need one ever either. And because I know how much they suck up data, I don't really want to use them. Don't like the idea of like the microphone just being on all the time, and yeah. Yeah, you just gave me an idea. I could say, Alexa, play death metal. I love it if someone's now listening to some death metal. The bodies are bursting apart. Volcanic eruption of guts. That is lyrics from a Cannibal Corpse song that crack me up. Volcanic eruption of guts, jeez. Creative bunch of fellas, aren't they? This goes to... Oh, of course it goes to the Wandering Trader platform, right. So, I'm not sure I actually have a portal to get to where I want to go right now. Huh. Yeah, you just played a Spotify playlist for death metal on my Alexia. Brilliant. Enjoy it. Oh, that's great. Lots of people in chat saying they were brilliant. Does this mean I can just, like, give commands for songs that I like every now and then? Hey, I like this song. Your thing should play it. Oh, man. Today I learned a lot of your viewers have Alexia, says ZLEV. Alexia, subscribe to Asuma Void on YouTube. I don't know if it does subscriptions, but that was a good one. I love the idea of... Oh, apparently OK Google is the other one, right. Dot dot dashes. Wow, that is a plug if ever I've seen it. Don't you know it? It's genius. It's not just a plug. I'm like sending out instructions. Have you ever heard the lounge version of Cannibal Corpse's Ice Pick? Yes, yeah, I've heard the Disney ones, like Slipknot as well, Wait and Bleed, Disney version. I love that stuff. The lounge stuff's really great with the lyrics though, right? So now you know what they're actually saying. Tanny Glace for 15 months, Yellow Meanie for 9 months. Thank you ever so much, appreciate your support. Appreciate it. Just reminds me of Richard Cheese, says Disturbed Puppy. Yeah, that guy did like lounge covers of nu metal, right? Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Okay, I almost came to the right place. I actually need to go a little bit further on, don't I? Ah! Ah! Alright. Alrightio then. Okay, so this is the spot. Yeah, look at that. I've already ripped out some of the cornflowers. That does not surprise me. I guess we've done a lot of building with cyan terracotta, so... There you go. Have you seen the Steve Terrybury video where he replaced lyrics of the famous acoustic songs with Cannibal Corpse lyrics? I have seen that one. That's really great, that one. 10! 10! That's all I get, apparently. 10. Jeez. How many chests are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I kind of need to, like, stack these up in 10s, I guess? Something like that. Anna Bomb Banana says, have you heard Korn's cover of Devil Went Down to Georgia? I don't think I have, actually. I do not think that I have. Have you ever walked backwards and fallen off? On this platform, there's a serious possibility of something like that happening, basically, isn't there? JCE1X, I'm not going to read that one out, but funny, funny. I was wondering how you determine how many materials you need for a build, as I struggle to do. Just counting and math, really. I always make more than I actually need. But yeah, a little bit of math and you can figure it out. Do you think cover songs should stick close to the original song or try to find its own sound, says Disturbed Puppy? I think whoever's playing the cover should just have an idea of what it is they want to achieve. Like, if you literally want to stick, like, make it sound as close to the original as you want, or as far away, it's up to you. One of the things I'd really like to hear is covers of metal songs turned into other genres, because I've listened to like loads of metal covers of all sorts of artists, and I can listen to a lot of music and like metalify it in my brain, right? Hear the melodies, just sort of like swap them out for distortion guitars, that kind of thing. Pretty straightforward, but I realised like never do I think about that the other way around. It'd be really cool to like hear some metal songs kind of flipped on their head, so to speak. Right, so 9, 10. Right, so we're going to put 2 in each, and that's it. Infest the Rat's Nest by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is a sick little thrash metal album. If any of you are into old school thrash, I highly recommend it. Yeah, I actually remember hearing about that record. I don't know why I didn't check it out in the end. Probably because I wasn't actually that interested in hearing more thrash metal. Like, I like a band like Havoc, for example, but they're kind of like, oh, cool, you're doing the thrash metal thing, and then it's like, oh, it's still just, you know, same as ever thrash metal, right? It'd be cool if they were doing thrash metal and taking it in some sort of new direction or whatever. Right, we might have to put the resource gathering on hold for a little bit here. Johnny Cash did 9 Inch Nails. Oh, really? Cool. Which song, I wonder? We got noises in the ear from... .. gifting subs to Jono AFC. High Village, Wolf Pumpum. Chinese characters that I cannot read. And Beast Slayer 2006. Appreciate ya, thank ya. I listened to a Johnny Cash album a while back, the one with Delia's Gone on. That was terrific, that record. Yeah, it's a long way back. My wings should survive, but I've only got a few rockets. The song was Hurt. Ah. I'm not entirely sure what Hurt is like, because I'm not... Like, I like 9 Inch Nails, but I never really got massively into them. McGeek is here with the Prime, and Verizon Omega is here for 27 months. Thank you so much for your support, Pete. Appreciate it as always. Legolas Lobster says the only metal I've really listened to is new metal. Some would say you've only listened to the worst metal would have to offer. I would personally say that new metal certainly has its quirks. There's also a lot of good stuff about it. Like, there was a lot of really great, catchy songs made in the new metal era, for all its supposed shortcomings. Personally, I love the stuff, but I think metal has a lot more to offer. If you are only listening to new metal, there is a lot more out there that is worth listening to than just new metal. What's your favourite record that you haven't reviewed on your music blog? Says Muffbit. Probably quite a few. Something like Dark Side of the Moon. I don't think I've ever written about that. Don't think I ever will, really. It's just one of those records where so much has been said about it. It's like I don't even know where to begin. Okay. Do I want to chew through some lapis here? I do have some lapis ore. I thought I had the lapis block and some stored over here, so we've got a little bit of that. I always want to hold on to stuff like that, but then I never actually use it. However, next season, okay. I had an idea for a project the other day, and it just feels like all these ideas are now coming together in my mind, and I've got an idea for like a mega base that I want to do next season, and I just feel like the things I could do with it would just be amazingly fun. But I'm definitely not going to say anything because I think it's such a good idea. I'm just going to keep it to myself, and then I reckon I don't really need to think about it much. I reckon this idea I've got is just like, yeah, I can do that. Do you know what? I don't want to... I might end up building with this. Huh. Funny thing, you know, it's just thought of a way I could use that, but whatever. Yeah, I should really get my dyes from somewhere else. That was kind of a bit of a waste, I think. So anyway, we need to make a bunch of this stuff. And that is not enough. It's not enough. But I will go down here. So we got, let's say we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need like 7 stacks actually, now that I think about it. So that'd make another 2. That'd be 8 stacks. So actually, I kind of just need to smelt a stack and a half of this, and then I'll have everything I need, I think. So let's go ahead and yeah, I can't actually put them in those other ones. That's kind of annoying. This was supposed to be convenient, this little furnace here, but it's not. Oh dear. How often a new season started, says the Surge. Well, at least a year for a season is generally the history of Hermitcraft, right? But you never know. Molly the Spy, I hate Pink Floyd in capital letters. never hate on a band, you know? Like, you'll just be ruling something out that one day you might be able to enjoy. And I think a lot of people in chat would agree that Pink Floyd are a pretty incredible band with some amazing music. If you make some sort of reason in your head to not enjoy it, you're going to be missing out. I've been trying to listen to metal, but I don't know any bands. Any recommendations? Says Flannels. I always say start with Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park, then maybe Black Album by Metallica. Those are some good starting places right there. Let's see. Terra Fusion has subscribed to Amazon Prime. Held HE with a donation saying, "Hey Asuma, I really like your vids and streams, but you should really listen to Mirror the Moon. They are amazing. They're an underground from Denmark, but the production value is crazy and they mix and master everything themselves." Mirror to the Moon, eh? I'll put that on my list. Thanks for the recommendation. I'll check them out. Cool. Master of Puppets says Raindrop. Yeah, I think when it comes to like getting into metal, you want to start with just like the most kind of accessible areas of it, which I really feel are like those two albums. And then if you want to get heavy with metal, you can start listening to a little bit of like Korn, or you know, like comes in stages, right? Like you don't throw someone in the deep end with some death metal. Yeah, it takes a while for your ears to adjust and figure out what it's all about, you know. Let's check out my list again. So I've done pretty much all the prepping I can on that front. So let's go knock some other things off my list of to-dos. I've got some to-dos. I missed out on something. And I need... Where am I? I'm looking in the wrong spot. I need those. And I need these. And I need to just go place them. You know, simple. Is OTEP trike metal music? OTEP is a band that I never got into. Every time I've gone and checked them out, I've been like, nah, not for me. Fear Factory's cover of Cars is a great newbie metal song because it's so close to the original. G-Stab, that's a great recommendation actually, and I love that track, yeah. Fear Factory playing Cars. It's also with Gary Newman, right? Like, pretty sure he's in the song as well. Or at least in the music video, as I remember it. Yeah, that's such a great... Also, if you're a Fear Factory song, right? If you're a Fear Factory song and you've come to life and you've decided to watch me stream, that's a really weird thing. That you are a song watching this live stream. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to a song, apparently. Little bit of water that I have drunk. Don't know why I'm singing about it, but I am. Okay, so if you like Fear Factory, okay, if you're like Fear Factory, they're my jam. You should check out their cover of a song called Dog Day Sunrise. It's a really amazing song, and when you hear it, it kind of sounds like a Fear Factory song anyway, because the band that originally wrote it were a massive influence on them. Called Head of David, and they were the kind of band like me and all my friends back in the day, all being metalheads, sharing music and whatnot. I could never convince anyone else of that band, but I really love this band, Head of David, and they were the band that did Dog Day Sunrise, and Fear Factory really kind of covered it, and it was on a record that's kind of like difficult to listen to due to how it's mixed and it's kind of a bit experimental and all that. So like the Fear Factory song really brings out the best of what they were trying to do. But Head of David have this other album called, I can picture the cover, it's like red with green text on it. And I love that record. I forget the name of it right now. Okay, I could go put these where those are, but I won't. Let's move around to the next section of the road. Tortoro says, what's your least favourite genre of music? The one that I never really get is hardstyle. And I feel like I should like it because like I like harsh music and I like you know, extreme music, but hardstyle never does it for me. Something about like the tempo of it and the pulse being very like plain and just boom, boom, boom. It's, I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't quite vibe with me. I used to like hardstyle. I think people like the insane bass, like headbanging, as Elliot Hub. Yeah, like I can totally get the appeal. It just doesn't quite work for me. Like I sort of see all the elements. They just don't add up to anything for me personally. I think the vibe and the culture of it is like more like rave culture as well, which is just one that doesn't appeal to me. So there's no like cultural aspect to it that's particularly appealing either. So I don't have like that draw into it either as well. Extra Zone, anti-music. I've never heard of Extra. Oh, Extra Tone. I'm gonna research that. Extra Tone. Never heard of that before. What do you think about brutal death metal gore grind gore noise? Says Cod. Back in the day, around the times of the deathcore scene, I was all over that stuff, like slam death metal and like the how ridiculous can it get kind of music. But to be fair, I don't feel like there's a lot of like really good music that comes out of that. It's kind of novelty and fun for a while, but you know, it runs out of steam pretty quick. So yeah, it's kind of like a novelty. It's like a fun one to laugh at with friends, you know. Put on some extreme. Oh god, there was this one song I found on Slam Worldwide channel a while back that just had this most ridiculous breakdown in it, and it's like fun to share. But like that's it. That's just the song. It's just that song with that breakdown, right? Okay, I've been getting into Greta Van Fleet, says Cole Story. They're great. They're really great. I think if they got another album in them, it's gonna have to be something good. I think they're gonna have to start like forging their own path because they're a little bit too Zeppelin worship. Right. We need all the basalt basically to go build more of this road. Actually, no, I think I'm going to do something different. I think I'm going to do something different because I've been wanting to do something and I've actually got the resources to do it. I need glowstone, and look, I got tons of the stuff. Right, let's grab a rocket. Do you check your YouTube stream or your Twitch stream more, says Zarandale? I don't really know what that means because I don't have a stream on YouTube. Stream here, and I don't know what checking it would involve. Do you like any prog rock or djent, says Young Wilder? I love progressive rock. Progressive rock is absolutely brilliant. I really like it to be night right about now. And I love djent as well. Meshuggah are one of my favourite bands ever, really. And I've been listening to Fell Silent. And they were like one of these earliest bands that kind of heard the Meshuggah thing and then started doing it as well. There's not a lot before, like Coprofago from Brazil maybe, but like in terms of bands that sound like Meshuggah, like, not a lot until they came along, as far as I know. Okay, so it's like the middle. The middle one here has Sea Lantern. Now I thought they all had them on the edges. Maybe I need to go further back. I'm not sure how much of this I built actually. There you go. So what's the deal here? Is it like every so many blocks? Or did I just find the right one? Okay. So that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ha! 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to get a bit tedious now, because now I've got to figure out where I started building the road. Every 5 blocks. Alright, Load Nikon for 35 months saying, any love for In Flames? A little bit of love. They're alright. I never got massively drawn into their albums. I like some of their early stuff like the Jester Race. I remember seeing them live at Download and like it was my first time there and all I was doing was running into mosh pits and being like, moshing! And I went into the In Flames mosh pit and then I kind of realised I didn't know any of their songs. And then that really sort of like took me out of it a bit. Okay, so that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna do a lot of counting today, peeps. Clayman says Tofu Nofu. Yeah, that was one of the songs, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. Alright, we got TD Dark here with 13 months of support saying, why do you say brought instead of brought in your videos? I got, like, basically a, you could call it a speech impediment. I had therapy for it when I was younger. Like, there's a few things like that that I just can't seem to put the right way around in my head. I have this trouble a lot with things that are parallel to one another. So, like, pronated and supinated grip. I've tried to teach myself that over and over again, which way round it is. Because it means either your hands are facing up or they're facing down towards the ground. And it's useful when I look at my notes and it's like pronated grip or supinated grip. But I can't remember. And I've tried so hard to teach myself which way around it is. But it's almost like, because I know that they're two sides of a coin, it's just like my brain isn't able to distinguish them. So it's kind of like that with speech. It's just like I just can't fathom the difference between them. It's really irritating. It happens with a lot of stuff where you have literally like red or blue. Which one is it? Like, let's say there was a light switch and up and down meant it was, sorry, up meant it was on and down meant it was off. I would just not be able to put it together in my head. Like, it'd always just be, I know it's down or up, but like, can't seem to pair them. It's weird. It happens with a lot of stuff. Anyway, pronated and supinated is one that frequently catches me out because I'm just like, oh, I'm not sure if I know it. For here, I'm just going to put them like this now. This has been on my notes list to do for a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It also doesn't really need to be perfect, does it? One thing I was going to do, by the way, was change this here. Someone sent me like a graphic of how the road layout would actually look. And I saw it and I thought, yeah, I know how to drive. I regularly encounter T-junctions. I know how the road markings are. Why have I not thought of just putting in the road markings for a T-junction here? I looked at this like, oh, it's just some weird Minecraft junction that doesn't make any sense. Just make it a T-junction, right? Oh, and look at me. Always skimping. Any little bit of saving materials that I can do, I will do it, apparently. Apparently I will do that. So, I'm not even sure if this stuff lines up properly either. It's like 4, 3 in between. So it'd be the same over here as well. Or would it? Apparently they're not symmetrical. Wow. Huh, didn't even know. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, you kind of end up with... Do you know what? I think if we just go from this direction, all will be good. There you go. All's good in the hood, homie. Don't question it. Don't even question it. So now, what you would do is put the double road marking bit here. Okay, let's start it. Like that. And then here, I think it's the same dealio again. That's 4 and 4 there. Let's change it to 4 and 3. Or maybe not. Is it like that? I can't remember if it's like that or not. I think that looks about the best. Might also look a little bit better with smaller sections like this, like 2s. And then I think on this side you just have a single dotted line. Does X know his road markings? I've got to keep my driver's license, peeps. This is the test. I think it looks better that way around. Something like that. That's more like a proper one, right? You driving on the left? Absolutely. Absolutely. It has been scientifically proven time and time again that it is 100% better to drive on the left-hand side of the road. If you drive on the right-hand side of the road, there's going to be crashes. There's going to be loads of crashes. You know? Because, you know, people are driving on the left. So don't drive on the right-hand side of the road because you'll crash into people who are driving on the left. That is a fact. That is a fact, okay? Are these are lined up slightly different, aren't they? Wait, but not there? What am I looking at? Hang on. Like an optical illusion. Wait a minute. So if I go... Okay, I just managed to confuse myself. That's not surprising, X. That's not surprising. By the way, like, you'd think that there isn't a difference between left and right because it's just like the inverse. I don't know if there is actually like a case cause for it, but I've got like a vague inkling in my mind that I may have once heard that there was actually a reason it was safer to drive on one side than the other. And I don't think it was like a because that's what the majority does. I think there was like some actual reasoning, but you know, me remembering stuff, good luck. I think if that's 5 from that one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put it there then. We've got a fair bit of work to do now, haven't we? It's not smart to drive on the left in Belgium, says Milerados. Is that because you drive on the right? Something about how horses and carts used to pass and where your sword was, if I recall, says Productions. Oh, the thing I was thinking of probably wasn't related to some like past reason to do it. It was like some modern one, but yeah, I'm not surprised of like little bits of information like that from the past having its place in reasoning, right? I remember watching a documentary on the history of traffic, you know. That sounds like the most boring thing ever, but I was fascinated, like, talked about how, like, lawless used to be, the roads used to be, and how people wanted them to be that way. Like, there was, like, pushback against health and safety regulations, and people talking about it, like, encroaching on their freedom as a driver, and keep hearing stories like that over and over again, it feels like, you know. When seatbelts were being implemented, people were talking about it taking away their freedom and whatnot. Masuma, do you like The Weeknd? Cosmic Commander asks. You can always go to my blog and search the name of the artist you want to hear my opinions on. Yeah, I'd say for the most part I like the music. Not terribly impressed with it. Lot of like heavy synthwave influence in the best bits, and the record that I listened to was quite mixed. It was like quite a like two halves sort of record, but the bits where it goes really like did I say synth pop, like synthwave heavy, that stuff I really like. That stuff's really good. We got a noise in the ear from, I don't even know where we got to, so I'm going to read some of these again, I imagine. Masseuse, Burnt Ice Cube, Rain is Hill, Mr. Chris 91, Lava Wolf for 3 months, and Vindicta. Here with a donation saying, going back to you moshing to In Flames. What year was that? I was also moshing to In Flames at download in one of the recent years. It's amazing to think I could have been moshing with one of my favourite YouTubers. Thanks for the donation, dude. Appreciate it. 2006 was the year. And I actually hopped over the barrier because I was so close to the front. I was like, this sucks. I'm going over the barrier. And I just like climbed over and they ushered you away. As they do. Hypno joins, says Gang Mitch. Yeah! The return of the Hypno. Okay, now when it comes to these lights in the middle, I believe they're in the middle, right? There you go. So we gotta put all of these ones in. And illuminate this road. Okay, when it comes to these ones, I'm gonna do them like this. And then here I think I'll do one. And then we'll do two again. And then when we get to this area, I've got to be careful. Because I'm going to confuse myself. So now it's time. I think what we'll do is we'll take all of these out. Right, they've all got blocks under them as well. Interesting. Okay. Maybe just around here we'll put a couple of them in. Actually, what I could do is put it in my offhand. That would be pretty smart. Lots of us were free at the time of 2006, says Zed. I guess some of you watching maybe were. Okay, yeah, we're doing that one, aren't we? This I can get along with right here. Mick of Bane is here for 2 months. Dunk RG is here with the Prime. Mr. Cool 52729 is here with the Prime. Thank you. What's the Suma's blog? Says Jack Smellytown. If you go to Google and search Suma Music Blog, you'll find it. You'll find my blog. Hey X, have you heard about Flipper Bridges? No, I haven't. Have you ever heard of I Fight Dragons? Yeah, that name rings a bell. What are your thoughts on 2020 so far, says Dinesh? Oh, Dinesh, it's been one to forget. You know, like, obviously pandemic and isolation and all of that stuff sucks. But in terms of YouTube and Twitch, obviously for me it's been a good thing. You know, because more people are around watching, so I'm blessed for that, but obviously I'd rather the circumstances were normal, but hey, you know, you just got to make the most of whatever is, right? Like, geez, would you rather be born and live in 2020 or be born and live in, you know, when they had the Black Death and the plague and all that stuff going on? Geez, pick a pandemic, people. Alright? I'd take coronavirus over the Black Death. That's what I'm saying. You know, might not always feel like there's a bright side, but if you can find one, it can be helpful. And chat, you know, what's your favourite pandemic? Jeez. Flipper bridges are used to transition between left and right roads. Ah, okay. Yeah, I always wonder, like, where those points are and how do they do them. The name makes sense as well, doesn't it? And I brought a lot of these glowstones with me. I kind of thought that they were going to be all over the place, like consistently down the side. Right, we got Pokey Jr. subscribing with Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. What's the Black Death, says Jay Weezy. Go look it up, dude. There's been, you know, like, coronavirus isn't the only pandemic we've ever had. There's been lots of pandemics throughout history. All pandemics in history have always had second waves as well. And we'll probably see that in the fall, unfortunately. The fidget spinner pandemic. Yeah, that kind of was a bit of a pandemic, wasn't it? Jeez. Wow. Div says, the plague for sure. First use of bioweapons. Plague-infested corpses catapulted over enemy walls. That is fascinating. Who handled that, though? Because they could have easily got sick as well. Yeah, I just think, you know, for all the bad and negative stuff there is in the world, look, there's a lot of progress. There's a lot that's gone good compared to how it once used to be. Human history just almost looks like, you know, endless suffering. I'm sure it wasn't, and I'm sure, you know, things are relative. If you lived in different times, I don't think, like, you're happier today because we have better medicine and, you know, computers, but, like, there is a reduction of suffering in the world from technology and medicine. And so compared to, you know, what it used to be like, we have more leisure time. Life used to be a lot harder, I guess. And you can lose sight of that historical perspective when you're focusing on the negatives of today. Alright, I don't want to lose track of where we are here, so that one's... yeah, and that one there. Cool. Right, so let's go get some grey concrete. So we can tidy this road up and then put lights on it. Why is it always glowstone under the carpet for hidden lighting? Says Thomas. Well, I use glowstone because I have access to lots of glowstone. That's the only reason. Articus Architecture is here. Subscribe with Amazon Prime. Cool username. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. MC Haddis is definitely cholera in London. Nature's backlash against building filthy cities. Oh, did cities used to be filthy? Oh, yeah. Learned a fair bit about the history of London over time, and geez, they used to throw out their, you know, their poop onto the streets. Just, I always think of this, like, whenever I watch something historical, right? I think we've actually talked about this a little bit on the channel or on the stream before, right? You're watching something from ye olden times, you know, maybe it's like Vikings or those sorts of shows, like The Last Kingdom or whatever. And I always think about, like, imagine going back with all the knowledge that you have and being like, wash your hands, make soap, don't throw poop in the street. Like, imagine being able to explain these things to people. But I think the reality is, if you had all the answers, like, it probably would be quite likely that you'd end up being called a witch, or like you'd be seen as like some sort of devil or whatever. I don't know. I get that impression that that's actually what would happen. And I remember we had a chat on this stream once about, like, if you could go back in time, what would you take with you? And like, you might think a smartphone, but I think if you took back a smartphone, it would be useless if you showed it to anyone else, because once you show it to someone else, like, I can just imagine a crowd of people taking it off of you. Like, you can't actually use it to ring people because there's no cell phones. So you've only got the battery life worth of use out of it, and then you've got to be like, well, what's on it? Do you want to show people? Like, you could record video and show it to people, and then they'd probably say it's magic, and then eventually the thing would die and you can't recharge it. Like, it's just amazing, like, how many problems there could be with going back in time, despite you having this, like, wealth of knowledge. Right? Like, imagine trying to convince people to listen to you, to do these other things. Especially if you're dressed the way you're dressed now. Like, you would just look like some weird alien foreigner from somewhere else that they're scared of or think are going to bring the plague, or, you know, like, there was a lot of superstition back then. So, like, if you could take back in time one thing with you, what would be the most useful thing you could take with you? And what would be the objective of its usefulness? To survive? I find the thought experiment really fascinating. So I think it'd be a lot harder to jump back in time. Like, maybe a book about the era you're living in. You know, maybe that would actually be your best thing. Just try and fit in. Forget trying to free the people of suffering. Just fit in. So lots of people are putting weapons in. Yeah, probably times are more violent then, having a superior weapon, but Jeez, man, I wouldn't want to go back just to shoot people or try and stay alive or not get shot. Jeez, grim. It's grim. Bring a copy of Wikipedia, says Dexy. A book of Wikipedia might actually be useful, because if you can get it into some academic people's hands, it might advance science a lot, but then that would potentially advance science, but maybe not do too much for you in the media? I don't know. Papers of maths, yeah. But then you'd be doing things like advancing science and mathematics along for that time period. I think it'd be really difficult to like turn things around and like, I don't know, get them industrializing. Like, I think a lot of this stuff like takes time. A ton of gold. Currency is currency. So yeah, then you'd make yourself like a rich, wealthy person in that situation. Would there be any downside? Maybe you'd draw a lot of attention to yourself. That actually seems pretty logical. Like, money is money. Oh my god! I found something! I found a secret. Okay, there we go. Let's fill that in. Right, I think at this point, I just want to make sure my yeah, road markings here aren't done wrong. Wait. Hang on a minute. They're all wrong because they were 4. 4. Okay. For some reason I did that wrong. So you'd have 4, and then you'd have a gap of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Ha! There's our 4. But then 1, 2, 3. I feel like I have actually done this. It's just all a bit messy. So 1, 2, 3, and then that one is where it would go. So then another one here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I goofed this up a little bit basically. I goofed it up. 1, 2, 3. Coolio! Coolio. Coolio. Peeps, guess what? This is where we're going to wrap up the live stream. I hope you've been entertained today. Be sure to hit the follow button over here on Twitch. And stick around if you'd like to be a part of the raid. I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Thank you to all of my Patreons. I appreciate ya. Since no one I know is actually streaming, we're going to go find a random channel to raid. Going to go all the way down through the Minecraft category and look for someone with less than 100 viewers. Creative city building, Atlantis. That looks interesting. I found someone. Andy is Yoda. Don't know who this person is, but we're just trying to support someone in the Minecraft community, peeps. So let's get that raid rolling. Thank you again, peeps. If you're interested in my prototype podcast, head over to the Asuma Says channel. That should be live over there now. And hey, let's go raid this person. So thanks for watching, peeps. See you all later. Bye-bye.